Good evening, everyone. Again, I hope you're not bored of seeing me. Deeplings again. So the topic is turn your app into a growth engine, and why is it so important? Before I start, just quickly I'll introduce myself again. I'm Govind Kavaturi. I am an evangelist for Branch Metrics. I am primarily based out of India, and I take care of India initiatives for Branch Metrics. This is my first time in Bangkok. It's wonderful over here. Quickly, I just wanted to ask a few questions. How many of you guys over here are developers? Can you raise your hands? Developers? Okay, pretty few. We all are developers, right? We all know one thing, to build good apps, to build beautiful apps, to build apps with good UI and UX. Once we build our app, we release our app in the market, and once we release our app, we imagine that we get thousands and thousands of downloads the very first day or the very first week. But at the end of the day, we just see this number and get demotivated. We imagine thousands and thousands of downloads, but we actually have got only 93. Did you ever think of the actual reason behind this? The actual reason is there are more than 50,000 apps that get released every month. How do we make sure that our app stands out in the App Store? We need to have the particular growth strategy to do this, right? Building an app is not the only solution. Building a beautiful app or a good app with good UI or a UX is not the only solution. That's what we always say at Branch. Your work begins at the launch of your app. And every app has to actually be a growth engine. So there's a cycle that we at Branch have given a framework for. The cycle goes this way. If you can just concentrate on this. It starts with awareness. We put in a lot of effort by paying money or by affiliations or through app stores. We put in a lot of effort and create awareness for our app. Once we create awareness, how many of those have actually get converted to download? And from download, how many of them activate? And from activate, how many of them share the app? And then that gets converted to awareness. So each of this cycle is extremely important for the growth of your application. Let's pick two of these and then focus as to how do you design your growth for each of these. Just going ahead, tools, yeah. So firstly, awareness and download. How do you make sure that the awareness of your app gets downloads for you? There are certain tools for it. I'll just explain one of these, that is affiliations. I'll just explain the case study of Instacart in Yumly. So Yumly is an ingredient app, right? You get to know certain ingredients. How do you have to cook for a certain recipe, for certain dishes? Let's say they have this butter chocolate energy bites, and there are certain kind of ingredients that you need to have before you cook this. And once the ingredients are listed down, you have a button out there saying shop for these ingredients. And once you click on this, you will directly be taken to a notification saying whether you want to download Instacart to check out the ingredients for that particular recipe. Then once you click on download Instacart, you'll be taken to the iOS store. Once you're at the iOS store, you'll be taken to a particular ingredient list of page inside Instacart. How incredible is that? So, and one app is giving power to download another app. So that's affiliation. That's how you create a conversion between awareness and download. So let's look at another one. We have this pretty cool app out there. It's a pretty interesting idea, actually. The idea is like this. The app can actually let you print that particular photo to a hand-holding picture that is in the physical copy of the picture, right? You can, of course, edit all of that stuff. It's a pretty cool idea, but what happened is that once we launched this, we realized that no one actually wants to print an app while they actually see it on the mobile. They want to see it on the mobile, they want to close it, they don't want to print it, right? So this is a very wrong strategy. The entire idea actually it failed. It looks pretty good as a theory though. Email. So what has actually gone wrong and right with 8-Tracks email? This is an extremely good example. If you actually see the email out there, there's only one small button, get the app, whether iOS or Apple. The deep link will decide whether it has to go to iOS store or Apple store. But if you actually see this case, there are two buttons out there. Get 8-Tracks for iOS, get 8-Tracks for Android. This is not suggestible because the user gives only a fraction of a second to this mail. And in that particular second, you don't want to give a choice to the user saying that, what do you want to download? Which platform are you at? Because he himself knows the particular platform, right? So just going to the next part of the cycle, that's download to activate. How many of you guys over here know that there are not more than 50% of the users activate once downloaded? No one is going to care about the app after downloaded if the particular strategy is not right. Just looking at some of the examples again, personalization, this is the most important thing. As we were just discussing about the quality of the content and the quality, the way you make sure that the user is entering the app. Here is a Hotel Tonight example. I can see that Mada has invited Alex for downloading the Hotels Tonight app. And once Alex downloads Hotels Tonight app, he'll get $25. So the SMS goes over here, and once the SMS is sent, Alex clicks on the link that's seen in the SMS. He directly gets a page, onboarding message saying that, Mada, your friend just gave you $25 for you to download his application. So this is so personalized. You make sure that the user is privileged to download your app, and you're giving that experience, that homely experience that your friend is actually inviting you to download your app. Please download your app. There is certain kind of incentive for him to download the app, right? Let's look at Gogobot example. So this is Gogobot, and what we have seen with apps like this is that there is no proper incentive for people to download the app. There is no reason for them, right? Again, you need to make the user feel privileged. So Gogobot, there's a list of places that you can view through Gogobot, right? So let's say my friend has already gone through that particular list, and he shares with me saying that, hey, Govind, you know what? I have shared this list with you. I think it's a really cool list of places in Gogobot. Please download the app to look at that list. Now, this is how it looks like that. Evan Barry has shared a list with you on Gogobot. Please sign up. Now, there is that kind of an incentive for me. My friend has shared, why don't I want to download the application, or why don't I want to activate the application? And one of the major things that we have seen with our partners is that not many people are going to download or activate, not many people are going to activate your app if you ask them to register. The moment it says sign up or register, they're gonna go back and say, I don't want check this, I don't want to do it. So now if you give social links saying that continue with Facebook, which they were already on, that's the easiest way for you to convert them from a downloaded user to activated user. Yeah, which is what I was talking about. There's 78% of increase in signups amongst our partners that we have seen. So other examples that we can look at is contextual links. That as in there has to be a proper context for the user to download, to install the app or activate the app. Once you see a particular page inside the app and you want to share it with your friend, let's say by email, and you give a particular email through a deep link, and he clicks on that link, and he goes to the App Store, he downloads the app, and he lands at that particular page that he wishes to see. That means that there is a context for the link. He's not actually going to the home page. Usually what you see if that is not deep linked is, he goes to the home page, and he'll be like, you know, what the hell? Why did I actually land in the home page when I searched for something else? So that's giving the right context to your user. Let's look at the third part of the cycle, that is activate to share. What do you have to do to an user to share? You know, that means that he has to love your application, love in such a way that he'll go and share the application to people, right? Let's again look at some of the good case studies. I've actually explained this in my panel as well. The League. So this application is a pretty interesting application. They have invite, it's of course a dating application, which I was explaining in the panel, and they have invite-only model. Only if you're invited, you can get into the application, and you can use features of course, online web mobile dating. So once you invite friends out there in the application, you end up going up the ladder of the waiting list. That means there are more chances for you to enter into the application or use the application's future if you're actually inviting your friend. So that's a pretty cool way to design the referral system. That means that there's so much of incentive for a user to invite his friends. He will definitely invite his friends to get all the features of the League application. The next way is, once person gets into the application, they have given a interesting power for every user. That means that they can invite their friend to directly get into the app, whether or not they are in the waiting list. That is a VIP status. That means, again, once I get into the app, I think, okay, fine, my friends do not have to struggle for this. I invite one person. So that's a privilege again. That's pretty interesting referral system that they have created. Again, so these are the ways you build a referral system so that you're not forcing the user to do it, right? You're actually making sure that this is part of the application. I think we are almost there. A simple K factor that we thought would be a great conclusion for this presentation is the conversion between awareness and download, and the conversion between download and activate, and the conversion between activate to a share. How many people are actually converting in each part of this cycle is extremely important. If you actually calculate this, then you will have an answer for the entire struggle you have done in your growth strategy. Again, lastly, that is, how many of them actually have got converted to awareness? This is closing the cycle. From awareness, again, ending it to awareness. Through users, how is your awareness planned is the conclusion of this topic. Again, so this is the formula that I have shared it to you. You can probably take a screenshot or a picture for this. Yeah, I think summary, how do I close this? It's pretty, first make sure that you measure your download source. Once you make sure that you measure it, you have certain kinds of statistics for it. You optimize, that is, you personally onboard people in such a way that they feel privileged to get inside your app and they really love it. They love it so much that they share the product to people with their friends or with everyone in their circles. And iterate it, make sure it repeats again.
Thank you to Mr. Govind Kavaturi for that talk, very concise and incisive. And if you could stay on stage with us, I'd like to invite Mangalam from GMASA to present the token of appreciation and also for a selfie.